We're on.
Hello? Is anybody there?
Let's see. Make sure we're live in the group where we should be and not on our. Yep, there we are. Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure.
No one knows to be there.
No one knows. Yeah, they do. I posted a thing today.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You posted a thing.
I posted a thing. So I don't know if anybody's going to join us, but hopefully they do.
Alrighty then.
So, okay. It's December already. This year.
What's today's date?
Today's the 7th.
7th.
Hey.
Wow.
So because this is Be Live, if you are not, if you don't have a subscription, maybe put your name like Bonnie did. Bonnie's in the house. Hey, let us know who you are because it just says Facebook user.
Hey, Bonnie.
And everyone else, we've got a few people already on. Awesome. Are those new glasses? Or are those your old ones?
Well, these are new.
They are new.
They're $1.25 now because the dollar store raised their prices 25 cents.
Oh, wow. Wow,
so
wow,
they're
wow.
$1.25.
Hi, you guys. Thanks for joining us. It is the last Tuesday of the first
It is
Tuesday
December.
of the month.
The year is over.
It is almost. It is almost.
Wow, what a year. I can't wait for 2022. I'm ready for 2021 to be over.
Don't say that. Don't say that. No.
It's a rough year.
It has been a rough year.
Yeah.
It's been a rough couple of years. So.
Hey, Beth.
Bonnie says hi. Duane and Bucky. Hi, Beth. Hey, Sylvia. Hi. She's waving. So we're, so it is. It's the last first Tuesday of the year.
Wow.
I know. It's crazy. Hopefully you guys have started thinking about 2022 and what your goals are going to be.
Well, let's finish 2021. Who's in a hurry now? Wow.
So I'm curious by a show of hellos or whatever, if you have started setting your goals out. I actually shared a worksheet and planner that I had created earlier in the year. And it was kind of like a compilation of all the things that I've done over the course of my entire career, where even when I was in the hotel business, I used things just like that. So it works really for any business, but I shared it with you guys. So hopefully you can get to that. And if you want to use it, feel free to. It's just, it's a Google Doc, I think. You can print it or you can do whatever with it. But anyway, it's kind of helpful. It's kind of how I determine. I knew he was going to call. And he's FaceTiming me. No.
All right.
I know. Hang on. Let me just tell him we're on a call because he never faked. Hey there. We are actually on a live call.
Oh, well then I will wait. Hello, everybody.
So let me call you back. I love you. It's good to see your smiling face.
Oh.
He says hello, everybody.
Good to see you too.
Okay, look at that great smile. Okay, I love you, honey. I'll call you back. Okay, bye. I had to pick that up. When your child lives in another city, it's like when especially when he FaceTimes you, he never does that.
Wow, that's awesome.
Very rare. I know, right? So we're excited. Lots of fun stuff happening in his little world too that we'll get to share later on in the month, hopefully. But anyway, goals are set. Okay, I don't know who that is because it says Facebook user, but I'm super excited about that. Your goals are set. Party in a basket for January, taken from one of our Sapphire trainings. Awesome. Duane has a mullet going. No, it's not really, but kind of. It's amazing.
Mullet's coming back, baby.
I know, right?
The
mullets are coming back. They are for sure.
Yes, they are.
So anyway, if you've got goals set, if you want to share any of them, we'd love to hear them. But yeah, it's that time. Let me make sure this is scrolling. It looks like it is. So yeah, it's that time. I am actually working on mine too. I got to set some goals for next year.
Yeah?
Yeah, 2022 has kind of been
I have a goal every day.
I know you do. What's your goal every day?
Just to not get,
not to be a grumpy old man.
I try to wear a smile. Sometimes it gets taken off, but
that's just, I think, with anything, right? Hi, Michelle Johnson. Hi there. So yeah, so I'm kind of planning some new goals. One of my goals is, I've always done a lot of training with other like motivational speakers and things like that. I've even had a couple of coaches, and this year I kind of got away from that, and I'm feeling it. Like I'm totally feeling it. So first of the year, I'm going to start off with. Actually, we're starting off with Be the Change. Anybody that's coming to that, we have a speaker. Her name is Lindley Linky, and she's going to speak to us and get us all motivated and going for the new year too. So, but that's my goal next year is to kind of do more training with those kind of things and just to,
So you be doing more training.
I am.
You'll have people training you more.
Yes.
Again.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that's kind of how I stay motivated. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about tonight is staying motivated and excited. But that's how I stay motivated and exciting is I constantly have that information coming in. I mean, it's great to listen to podcasts, which we do, and I read all the time and all that kind of stuff. But sometimes you need that real, almost intense training that you're sitting, watching a live, you're taking notes, you're deciding what you're going to put into place and that sort of thing. So I'm going to be doing that more next year for sure. That's one of my goals. So anyway,
good.
I know I can't tell if anybody else is saying anything because it's not moving, but hopefully it will keep on going up. So anyway, that's that. Do you have a goal for next year?
Yes, I do.
On the spot.
I do have a goal for next year.
What is it?
To be better than it was this year.
There you go. That's a goal. Do you know what you're going to do to make that happen? You kind of got to figure all that out. So
well, let's just work on getting to next year first. We do have 20-something days till next year, so let's just work on making it
right
till January 1st.
One of our goals, actually, it was probably started a couple of years ago, but was to kind of paint our downstairs and get new flooring because it's desperately needed it. We had some water damage a couple of years back and just things like that. And we are in the middle of that right now, which I know if our house is like, it's a disaster zone, but
yes.
But it's all going to be for good.
Well, if they ever finish.
They'll finish. And
well, like I said, we have 20-something more days to get out of this year.
Definitely tests the patience, that's for sure. Especially for you.
Yeah, it's been crazy. Furniture's everywhere. Flooring is pulled up. Painters are painting. We have cement floors, and it's
couldn't use our kitchen today finally, so we had to kind of grab food and just stuff like that. I mean, they're not horrible problems to have, but at the same time, it's like, oof, totally.
Hopefully the painters will be done this week and the flooring people are coming next week.
I hope so.
And then by the end of next week, we should be putting furniture back where it goes.
I hope so. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully.
Hello from Wisconsin. Hi.
Wisconsin.
Saying hi before supper. I get it. We were eating really quickly before this so that we could get that done. So
I think I ate too fast.
I know I did too. I'm kind of to make, but that's okay. So anyway, we have I don't know about you guys, but I'm trying to get as much done these first 2 weeks of December so that I can actually take a little bit of time just to hang out with Drew and Sadie are going to come in town for a few days.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And we're going to do some fun stuff with them. And we'll probably go to the deer lease for several days. So I'm kind of, looking forward to that and getting things ready for that. So hopefully you guys are setting yourselves up for that too. So ready for bed. Oh, a behavioral coach. That's super cool. That's kind of what I did with Brendan Burchard's group a couple of years ago, and that was amazing. So I hope you're having lots of success with that.
Behavioral your coach. What is that?
Well, I don't know if it's the same thing as what you're doing, and I'm not sure who that is because again, it says Facebook user, but
someone to coach you on how to spend your time.
Well, when I did the Brendan Burchard training, it was a lot about, we broke it down to everything that I do in a day and how I could do it better. And that's kind of where the whole theme days came up and my morning routine came up and trying not to get on social media or check emails first thing, all that kind of stuff. It modifies your behavior so that you can be more successful and do the important things that need to happen instead of get stuck doing random stuff.
This right here is a distraction on getting anything done.
That is so true.
If I can just not look at this and concentrate on what I'm supposed to be doing.
And you just have to put it down.
Oh, that's the trick. Put it away.
That is it. That is the trick.
This is like part of me.
I know, it's sad how that has happened, but it's how we stay connected with our customers and our teams and everything else. So it is what it is, but you can limit your time on it and try to be as productive as possible. So you'll have to let me know how that behavioral coach works out because it sounds fantastic.
Yep.
So Denise is going on a cruise. Nice. That'll be fun. Where's your cruise taking you? What ports are y'all going to?
That's what I needed. A vacation.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to talk to somebody about that.
We need vacations. We definitely do. Starts about our behavior on, who we are and why we do what we do, and then going to move me into how to adapt to my team and my customers. Perfect. I love that. One of the other things that I learned during mine, which he can't stand this, but was to stop doing the things that I absolutely hate doing, like going to the grocery store. I mean, some things you have to do, but going to the grocery store, I hate going to the grocery store. So that's why I Instacart.
And we only get the food she wants, so I have to go to the store myself.
I ask you all the time, what do you want?
But you don't ever get my milk and cookies and ice cream.
Right. No, I don't. You're
right. I was like,
I did
I need whole milk, not the other milk.
So bad. So bad.
A family pack of Chip Ahoy cookies.
That he can sit in one sitting and eat. I'm telling on you. I'm telling on you.
I'm not a quitter. I'm not a quitter.
That is hilarious.
I can eat the whole pack.
Yes, you can. That is hilarious. Oh my goodness. But Instacart's great for me because literally I can keep going and doing what I got to do.
Honduras,
I know that's where her ports are. I was going to say that next. That's so awesome. But anyway, I don't know if anybody else uses the delivery system for groceries. I don't do it on the food thing because DoorDash is expensive. But Instacart, it's like a little fee. They bring it. It's worth the money. And then I only order what I need. I don't go walking through the aisles and then spend a ton of money. So I love it. I love it. But anyway, okay, so are you ready for the topic?
Oh, I thought that was the topic.
No, that's not the topic. So the topic, I actually wrote a blog about this, and I think I think it comes out this week maybe, or maybe it was last week. I forget. I get them all because I write them and then I go schedule them to post later. But the blog is all about, do you have what it takes to be your own boss? Ooh. And the reason why I wrote it was because there are just so many things that go on in a day, and we have to stay mindful of what is most important and what we're trying to accomplish. And we have to get into the habit of patting ourselves on the back more. So I think sometimes, especially when you're in direct sales, there's so many little things that they give us shout outs for and all that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden when we're not when we're not getting shout outs, we feel underappreciated maybe, or we're not as motivated, and we just feel kind of in a funk, and we've got to figure out how to get past that.
That sounds personal.
Because why?
I don't know, you get shout outs?
Well, I used to.
Right.
But I don't anymore, but that you don't see that stopping me.
Well, I didn't say that, but this blog sounds a little personal.
No, well, it is a little personal. All my blogs are a little personal.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, so yeah, we have to remember that we're awesome. Like sometimes we have to just stop it for a minute and go, you know what? I am awesome. I am doing this. I am doing a good job at this, and I'm going to stay focused and keep going. I don't need somebody else out there to say, great job, you're doing awesome. I mean, It's nice to hear, obviously, don't get me wrong. It's nice to hear, but if that was what it took to motivate me, because back when I first started, there weren't very many consultants. So yeah, I got shout outs all the time. Now my measly $2,000 a month in sales is nothing compared to these huge numbers. So do I let that stop me or make me feel unappreciated? Well, no, because I'm doing this for me and my family and my team. I'm not doing this because I'm looking for somebody to give me a shout out. So I don't know if that.
Well, that's good. That's good. You can stay motivated by your own shout out.
By my own shout out. Well, sometimes you have to, because you're all you got. Hey, whoever's saying hi. So anyway, so we just have to remember to remind ourselves that we are awesome. So whether it's that things are a little, I know, Cooper, whoo-wee.
How did you know that's what I was doing?
Because I saw it, because I was smelling it and you were looking, Cooper,
Well, Cooper's laying on the floor over here.
I know.
Bucky's laying on the floor
no,
over
it's
here.
Cooper. I know Cooper.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. That was horrible. Wow. Anyway, so sometimes things are wonky. Maybe it's the website. Maybe it's, whatever, the social media stuff. Maybe you're just bogged down and, things are just wonky. So, you have to remind yourself that, you're awesome, and it may feel wonky at the moment, but you keep on working through it and you keep on going and driving. Or maybe it's that the new has worn off. I know I go through that sometimes. Like, I mean,
Right.
we've been doing this for 10 years, and every now and then it's just kind of like, but we got to remind ourselves, like, why did we get into this? Of course, our why has changed a bunch of times, but it's so following with the soak and a spray. Absolutely. I would if we weren't in the middle of this life, because but anyway, yeah, you have to decide whether or not you're going to give in or dig in, as far as I'm concerned.
Ooh, give in or dig in. Look at you go tonight. Did you write that down?
No, I didn't.
We need to
I
write
need to write that
down.
down. Dig in, give in or dig in.
Yeah.
I'm going to dig in. I don't know about y'all. Who's going to dig in?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like your Goya. Right?
Goya, yes,
Goya.
sir.
So, my hair is horrible today. Okay, so
You want my hat?
No. Here's a good one. So when your team is really quiet, or you're posting and it's crickets, like, who's going through that right now?
I'm a cricket.
You are a cricket.
I actually talked about that today at work.
Really?
About how you'll comment on everybody's post, and I'll just read them and don't comment.
And move on. You don't even, I know.
And I'm like, she comments on people's birthdays. If someone wearing an outfit, she comments on how good they look. My wife always comments on everybody. She's always, and I just read it and scroll on, and
right.
You're always, oh my God.
And a lot of times I feel like that happens with our teams. Like, we'll be posting stuff in groups, and like I said, who in here has a team group, and you're posting and you're just not getting a whole lot of feedback.
Well, I mean, people are seeing it.
They are seeing it.
They're not feeding back, though.
Right. And maybe it's just because, they're just scrolling on Facebook or whatever. But the bottom line is, regardless of the reason.
Okay. If you're a scroller, stop and comment. How's that? You need to stop and say, great job. Right. This is awesome. Thank you.
Right. Something.
Or something.
I mean, it doesn't have to be on my post, but it is true, because what happens is, and again, I'm talking to everybody out there, when people aren't commenting, what happens? We lose a little bit of confidence. We become, I remember at one point, this was a couple of years ago, I was like, okay, you know what? I just won't do anything anymore with them. I mean, not necessarily the team, but I mean, yeah, at one point it's like, I'm doing all this and they're not commenting. So they don't care. And that's not it.
Well, then when you stop, they're like,
"What? How come you're so
quiet?
Right.
You're not doing this
so
no
people
more.
are
I didn't
watching.
even know you were watching, so that's why I stopped.
People are always watching, so we have to be consistent. We have to keep engaging. Regardless of how we may feel, we still have to show up for ourselves and for our teams and for our families, and the whole reason why we're doing this. So,
yeah.
But yeah, we lose a little bit of confidence when that happens. Even like somebody just said, the VIP group is crickets all of a sudden. There's a lot going on in people's world, and we have to remember that it's not us, it's whatever's happening in their world at the moment. And so that's why you don't want to quit. You don't want to stop posting. You don't want to do that, because then all of a sudden something's going to click. Maybe they're not going to be so busy, and they will actually, because I feel like, I don't know about you, but when we sit down, like at the end of the day, if we're watching a show and I'm bored.
Whoa, stop the train. If we're watching a show and you're bored, the shows are usually what you want to watch. Hang on a second. I can turn the channel?
Yeah. If I'm scrolling.
Oh my God, I can't. Oh, geez, you're bored. So next time I see you on your phone, I'm turning the channel.
Okay.
We're not watching that stuff no more.
That's fine.
All right,
I
thank you.
Where I was going with that.
I don't know, but that was a good point.
Sometimes I am mindlessly scrolling, so I'm not really paying attention to what I'm looking at. I'm just mindlessly doing that. So keep in mind, other people are doing the same thing, and it's not that they don't care about what you have to say. They're they're just scrolling mindlessly. So unless you've got an intention to go in and like when I get on Facebook, I try to have an intention. I want to go in and I want to engage with people. So that's why I'm commenting on stuff. Because I'm not on Facebook, but maybe twice a day for just a short period of time. I try not to get on it a lot because I will get lost. It's like TikTok. Like who gets on TikTok and you don't know about TikTok as much, but you get on TikTok and 3 hours goes by. Like what the heck? So you got to be really careful about
what you spent 3 hours on.
Well,
TikTok
the very first time
before?
only the very first time I got on TikTok, I did. I was sitting, you were watching a football game or something, and I was sitting there watching all the video.
So. I don't think I was watching a football game.
Okay, so anyway, 3 hours later though. So anyway, don't lose your confidence. You know, it happens. It happens to everybody in every company, anybody that's posting on social media. Sadly, nowadays, there's so much on social media that has to do with business and people trying to sell something. So I think that is also why there's a lot of scrolling going on. So post stuff about your personal life and things that are happening in your world, because people want to hear that sometimes instead of just all of our sales tactics, right? That's just what I think.
Yeah, they want to get to know you, who you are, and they feel more comfortable.
Well, and they're going to engage in that because sometimes people just get tired of seeing the sales all the time, and sometimes that's all
they
we
want to see
post.
a little personal something.
Right. Hey, Krista. Krista's on. Yeah, she put her name down there, so we know who she is. So, the other thing is when it gets quiet or things are wonky or whatever it is, it's real easy to play the blame game and be like, well, I'm not going to do this because of that or whatever. And if this is your business, which it is, and you care about your business, then you need to continue to be consistent and continue to show up for yourself. So Krista VIP hopping. My VIP is hopping. Oh, awesome. That is awesome. See, you need to tell us more about what you do in your VIP groups. I know you do a lot of stuff, but yeah, consistency is going to be everything, especially during this time. Like don't stop on yourself. Keep on going and keep on motivating yourself. Because it's all about you and what you do. And yeah, you can give up or, blame it on whatever it is, if it's the website or whatever, but do you really want to do that? I mean, you invested in this business for a reason and you've spent a lot of time doing what you're doing for a reason. So dig in,
There's always ways around the problem. You just got to stay positive and, find ways around the problem.
Right.
Don't just complain about the problem.
Right. And speaking of that, when you do show up and you want to set the example for the other people on your team. You want to show that you're still showing up, even when it's hard or even during the holidays or whatever it is. See, Krista says, play games, interact. Yes, interaction is key all the time. Get to know them. Absolutely. I don't know if y'all saw the post that I did about doing the in your VIP group to see if you can get people to do the Secret Santa. I thought that was such a cool thing because it's not even Pink Zebra related, but it's about getting them to interact too. And then they kind of can become social media friends. And I mean, it's just all about interacting and engaging with people. So that's so important. And I put down here, anybody that owns their own business will tell you that it's not always going to be fun. And sometimes it's going to be really hard to show up, but do it.
But when it is fun, it's fun.
It is fun. It is fun. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. So in here, I also said, not everybody is cut out to do direct sales. And the reason for that is usually because not everybody's used to being their own boss. Not everybody's used to having to motivate themselves. We were talking
and staying focused.
We were talking today earlier when I said to you, you kind of motivate yourself every day because you're kind of the boss man on the job. And then you told me about
I get motivated when I see that white Ford truck pull in.
Which is his boss.
Right. That really motivates.
Right. So we're our own boss. So we have to motivate ourselves. And if we can't do that, then it's always going to be hard. I mean, it's just always going to be hard. On the days that we don't want to show up, we have to show up. take a whatever you want to call it, take a break in the afternoon and go do something fun, or or in the morning, or whatever it is, but turn right around and get back to it.
Yeah, because that will remind you why you do what you do, to have the free time.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
To do what you want to do.
My
sometimes.
corporate job, I sure couldn't just go take off a half afternoon without taking a half day of, whatever, like I'd have to use a half day of vacation or whatever it was. So yeah, I mean, think about how
the old saying, work hard, play hard. So when you're working, work. And then you have to take off and go play.
And we get to do that with what we do. Exactly. Use evergreen material, reuse stuff that worked previously. Absolutely. You know what? It's funny you say that, Krista, because I have gone back and looked at all the things that I've done in the past and realized some of the things that were really good that I haven't done recently. And it's like, what? Why am I not reuse stuff? You can even reuse the same content on your social media, maybe change up the graphics, but use stuff that worked and just make it fit to what's going on right now, right? Right. So find ways to be to motivate yourself, and you have to be a self-starter. Like, you have to want this.
And you have to want to get out of bed and go to work and do this.
Right.
Not sleep late and then get started late and then get nothing done and then do the blame game.
Right. Yeah, that's a very good, yes, you're right.
Yeah.
100%.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because there's days when I get up and go to work and she goes, well, I'm fixing to get up. And I'm like, why? She goes, well, I got stuff to do. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Stay in bed, get some rest. She goes, well, no, honey, I got to get started. I got to take a shower. And I got to do this. I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
My hair may not look great every day, but I get up every day and get dressed like I'm going to work, even if I'm coming into my office, because that makes me feel like I'm working. And yeah, get out what you put in. 100%. 100%. So maybe you're in that situation where maybe you just need to refresh your goals. Maybe you need to rethink about, your days and your routine and things like that, to kind of give yourself a refresh and get going again. We're doing
refresh.
That's a big Subway thing.
Yeah, I was just fixing to say.
We do Be the Change in January, and that is a huge refresh for me, to be around people, to have the energy that we need, and to really get the year started off right. So find things that'll help you feel refreshed. And maybe it is that you're going to refresh your goals or your routines. I know since we started working on this house, my routines have been completely out of whack.
It's been crazy.
It has been crazy, but yeah, it's been completely out of whack. And so I'm looking forward to getting back into those routines that I had before that were so good for me. I mean, even my getting up in the morning and having my quiet time, like I had to move it all up here. So now when I do it here, I feel like I need to be working. And so I just don't like it. I like my routine. So I'm excited to get that going again, so that I feel more productive and, better. So think about your routines. You guys know, remove the word try from your vocabulary. Try tells your subconscious brain it's not happening. Use will. I will hit this goal. I like that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, you have to have the confidence that you're going to do it. It's kind of like when I've had people join that'll be like, okay, well, I'm going to try and give it 6 months. And I'm like, okay, well, don't set yourself up like that, because you're kind of setting yourself up for failure right away. Like, don't say I'm going to give it 6 months. I mean, basically you're saying that in 6 months you're going to quit. So don't do that. Just go for it. Make it happen. So absolutely. Stop saying can't, won't, and isn't. Or yeah, you're absolutely right. My goal is to get back into doing events. I do so good at events. The events have been so fantastic. Being able to do them again this year, that motivates me. I get excited about events. I really do. So, and then it gets me excited to do more, because I don't know about you guys, but when I'm at an event, I'm always thinking about, oh, you know what I should try? So it's that whole refresh and, thinking of new things that you can be doing.
Awesome.
I know, right? You guys know I do theme days. Theme days. I don't know if they were theme days. Oh, come on. Don't act like you don't know.
You do theme days?
I do theme days. Like I work on certain things
Oh, I got you. I
Yeah.
got you.
And those still, they
The
still work for me.
FU Friday.
The FU Friday, which is
That's
follow up
right.
or fun, but
It's FU Friday.
Can't never did anything. My dad used to say that. Well, can't never could do anything. I love that. Yeah, absolutely. Positive affirmations are awesome. They're really awesome. The key is though, when you say it or you read it, to then go implement it. And when something negative starts to happen, you be like, ha, like it ain't. I'm blocking that negative energy because I got to make today count. So stay engaged, be consistent, stay positive, avoid negativity as much as you can. I know it's hard with this business. I know it is, especially when you have the team and your team is coming to you with the challenges or whatever. I know it's hard to be negative, but maybe say, because someone said that to me one time when I was saying that I was, this and that were driving me crazy. And they said, well, is there anything good happening? And it was like, oh, well, yeah, there's a lot of good happening. Well, okay. So when the negative starts coming at you, maybe ask the person that you're talking to that's saying all those things. Like, okay, well, tell me something good that's going on. Like let's focus on something good that we can,
Yep.
I don't know, that we can focus on. So
right.
Constantly learn something new. I love learning. That's why I was saying at the beginning of this that I'm going to start training.
Learning something new, you got to try something new.
Right. That's true.
And you're only going to learn by failure.
Right.
So don't be scared to try something because you don't know or you're afraid. Get in there and do it.
Right.
And if you mess up, you know what you messed up, and then do it again,
right.
and then do it again.
Right.
Don't be scared to try something different.
Right.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times I was afraid to do something, and then when I've done it, I'm like, wow, that wasn't that bad after all.
Right.
Wow, that was kind of fun.
Right.
Okay, let's do that again.
Right.
But it is always the first step into doing it. So you just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it and get it over with, and then do it a second time.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like going live. I know, we talk about it with people and they're like, I'm afraid to go live. I'm afraid to do this. And I always tell people that if you go live a couple of times, you will become very comfortable with it. It will eventually happen. You just have to do it.
You just have to
do it.
Exactly.
And it's okay if you mess up.
Who hasn't messed up?
Absolutely. It's
Everybody
perfectly fine. Right.
Yeah.
So just do it. Whatever it is, just do it.
Just do it.
If somebody wants you to have a party and you're nervous about having a party and you haven't done it before or whatever it is, just do it. I mean, people are so forgiving. If you mess up a little bit, it's okay. Just be,
if you're perfect, you'll be too robotic.
Well, that's true.
She's got this down. She's just too perfect.
And if you're perfect, other people are like, okay, I'm not going to be as good as her, so I'm not going to do that.
But there's no one as perfect.
That's right. Took me till last month to do punch cups. Made 3,000 just from that. Wow. Do the stuff that is working. That's right.
Wow.
That is right. That is awesome.
How come we don't do punch cup?
If I ever get my room set up, I don't have any space. Oh, listen to me. I'm coming up with excuses. Shame on me. I just haven't.
Okay.
I just haven't. I do everything I do, y'all, is in person. I don't know what it is, but as soon as we lifted from
most of your customers are in person.
have great customers. Like in my networking groups, I do all that kind of stuff too. So yeah, my customers love to touch and feel and all that kind of stuff. I know Michelle Hurd is a lot like that too. And she does punch cups too though, but I just haven't yet. But I will eventually.
No, you won't.
Maybe. I tell you, if I wanted my sales to be a lot higher, I definitely should do that. But I'm kind of like, I love my little customer base and we do really good. And in my opinion, $2,000, I'm cool with that. Like, I like that number, but I could do better. Okay. Y'all got me. Okay. So, oh yeah. And I was saying, remember that you're the boss and how awesome is that? Right. Mainly, the rest of it is just basically about showing up for yourself, which I've already said, and not feeling bad if you're not being, what was I? That's him snoring, Bucky's snoring. But not feeling bad if you're not constantly recognized by the company, because you know what? Okay, so the company, yes, we've got people that are doing $14,000 in a month, and that's amazing. It's flipping amazing. But if you're working your business, then you're doing awesome. You can always do better. Just like I was saying, I can do the punch cups and my sales could be even better. So, it's up to us if we're going to try those things or not. But to always be feeling like we aren't being recognized, that's a tough thing when you're in this industry, because people are always being recognized. And if you're not being recognized, you kind of feel like not slighted, but maybe you do feel a little slighted. Like I said, I used to get recognized early on in the company, and it was because we were small, and then we got bigger and we got these amazing consultants that are just kicking butt, and I'm not recognized. And you know what? That's okay, because I'm okay with that, because I motivate myself because I love my job. It's not about the recognition. It's about, I love my job. And when I have been recognized, it's team recognition, which I love that too, because that means it's recognition for all of us and it's all good. So anyway, so if you fall into that, I know it's hard sometimes, but remind yourself that you're awesome, that you don't need your name in lights and all that kind of stuff. That, keep showing up for yourself, and you are awesome. And you have to tell yourself that sometimes, because not everybody is going to say it. So you are awesome. Say it with me.
You are awesome.
I'm awesome.
You are awesome.
Well, you are too. One day I always play catch up when I get home from my daytime teaching job. Yeah. Trust me. When I was working my corporate job, I totally get that. I made things happen when I could fit them in. And you know what? I totally get that. And again, you're awesome because you're doing both. I mean, that is huge. And you are your own boss in this company. So you can do it the way you want to do it and be successful at it.
But it's like having a part-time job, but you set your own schedule.
Well, yeah.
And you don't have to be there at a certain time.
You pick the days you want to work, and you pick how hard you want to work.
It's your second job or side job.
You can make some good
determine
money doing
your
it.
hours and what you want to do with it.
Yeah.
But you got to do something.
You got to show up. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You got to show up. Hi, Cassandra.
Hi, Cassandra.
She's the one who was doing it. And Cassandra's coming to be the change.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this will be the 5th year for you, right? I think.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the 5th year.
And it's different days this year?
It's actually, no, it's the same. It's a Friday, Saturday, but we're doing a full day Friday and a half day Saturday. Mm-hmm. So we kind of flip-flopped it a little bit. But anyway, that was really it. That was all I had. I just, again, my blog is out there if you want to read it, but we basically just talked about everything. But it was just basically about reminding yourself that you're awesome. And being your own boss can be really super hard, but oh my gosh, what a blessing it is. Like, what a great thing to be able to have your own business, and you make the rules. You decide how you're going to work it. You decide how busy you're going to be or how much money you're going to make in your own sales. And I mean, it's totally up to you. And how cool is that? Like, you don't have that boss standing over you.
Well, that's the hardest part, is being your own boss. I have a boss. I have a man that gets mad at me if I don't get certain work done, and I got a man that will fire me if I don't get certain things done. Mm-hmm. And the things I do for him, I won't do for myself.
Right. And why is that?
Just because
you're not that self-motivated.
I don't have that self-motivation. Because there's things that I do that I don't want to do, but I do because my boss wants me to do them. Mm-hmm. Now, if it was my choice, I wouldn't do them. Mm-hmm. But since he wants me to do it and told me to go do it, then my thing is, okay, I have to do this because he wants me to do this.
Right.
And so if I fail at it, it's his fault.
Okay, so but let's just say, for example, that you weren't working for him and that everything you went and did, you were going to get paid for doing certain things. Would that motivate you to do those things?
I don't know.
I bet they would. I bet it would. Know. If you were able to call the shots, I bet it would.
Well, I don't know.
I bet it would. But because you're used to just having a boss. That's the bottom line.
I mean, I get up in the morning because I have to be there at 7 o'clock because he wants me there at 7 o'clock. Right. It's not because I want to be there at 7 o'clock. Right. It's because I have to be there at 7 o'clock.
Well, you know what? Being your boss isn't for everybody, but you would be motivated, I think.
I'd be in there sleeping. You'd be taking a shower, and I'd be trying to tell you to turn the light off. You'd be getting ready to go to work over here, and I'd be like, "Honey, stop that! Turn that light off.
Right.
Why you make so much noise?"
You would not. On
Yes.
the weekends, you're up before me.
No, there's times when you get up and you're like, "Okay, you're up, so I have to be up." So all the lights come on and drawers slam that I've never heard slam before, and the shower's on, the shower door slams. It's like,
Okay.
she really does want to wake me up. She's
Okay.
not trying to be quiet at all.
Okay. That is not at all what happens. But anyway, okay. So Shotzi, I don't know how to say your name. I think that's a pretty name. Shotzi, is that right? I have offered punch cups, mystery bags, nothing. How do I get them interested? So do you do this in a VIP group? And I know, okay, I'm trying to think who it was. Earlier this year, there was someone that was saying they were having a hard time getting anyone interested in the punch cup. And so she actually reached out to a couple of friends and said, hey, I just need you to participate. Like she kind of put on I don't want to say fake punch cup, but it was kind of that way.
You can say that.
And she had a couple of people that were on the live. Anyway, what ended up happening was other people were watching because it pops up, right? Because it was in their feed. And they were like, because they saw it happening. It wasn't like her just talking about it going, hey, is anybody interested?
Right. They don't know what it is.
So right. So instead they're watching. Do y'all remember? Well, I don't watch a lot of the punch cup things on Facebook. To be honest with you guys, I'm friends with a lot of you, most of you probably, but I don't follow everybody because I'm trying to see what my customers and other people are doing on Facebook instead of just consultants. So I don't see a lot of the stuff you guys do, or maybe you do it in your VIP group. But I will tell you that whenever I do see something live in another company, I stop for a minute and watch. And if it's something that's kind of interesting or whatever, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So remember that if you're just doing it, like if you're not asking if you can do it, but do it and have a few people that are like buying the punch cups or whatever, like put it in motion that somebody's going to watch and you're going to end up getting a couple of people to be like, oh, this is fun. I want to do this. Like, how do I do this? How do I get involved? How do I, how do I partake in this? Yeah. It's different when you just, because I've done that before where I've asked like, hey, does anybody want to? It's like, yeah, sure, one or two people might. But if you actually have something going, they're more inclined to stop and watch and want to be a part of it. So I don't know. Krista?
It's just like if you're new in the business and you're having a hard time getting customers, it's because I don't buy something the first time I see it.
Right.
Because I don't know what it is. And we used to do events and we got very little customers, very little sales. And it's like, it's the first time people ever seen pink zebra. They didn't know what it was. But after the second and third time, they finally like, we've seen y'all here. We just didn't know what y'all were. And then they finally stopped. Next thing you know, we got a customer.
Right.
Then they come back again. But until they know what it is or seen it a couple of times, they're not comfortable with talking to you or buying it.
Yeah.
I buy nothing. I got to research it. I can find something I may want, and I'll go home and Google it, and research, and what is this? And I'll ask around.
And then he'll look for it in 3 or 4 different places.
I go 3 or 4 different places to get the cheapest price.
I'm not quite like that. I'm more of a impulse buyer.
Yes, you are.
But it's, again, if I'm seeing a live and I'm watching it and it looks fun or it looks interesting, yeah, I'm an impulse person. So, but I promise you, if someone were to say to me, hey, I'm doing this in my group, would you like to partake? I'm going to be the one that's crickets because I don't want to say anything. Like, I'm not going to, but if I see it happening, I'm more inclined to be curious. Yep. So, hi, whoever that is. I can't tell because it just says
hi, Facebook user.
But thank you guys for joining. That's awesome. So, what else? What else do we want to talk about? Be proud of yourself and be proud of what you do. And, go back to the customers maybe that you haven't talked to in a while. Go back to, I don't know, go back to your past hostesses. I mean, like Krista said earlier, go back and you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. Sometimes you can go back and pull from what you've done in the past. And, that way you're not having to recreate it. Or ask other people in a group, in our group or any other group, ask questions because I promise you people will be happy to give you some answers and some ideas, because we've all been, hey, Lacey, we've all been doing this, and the one thing I do love about this company is that everybody wants everybody to succeed. I mean, I feel that across the board. It's like people are so willing to help, and so ask the questions. They will tell you if they know. They for sure will.
And all these network groups Dana's in, they all support each other.
Mm-hmm.
They support her. They get their friends to help support her. That's her clients.
Mm-hmm.
It's her. What kind of groups are they?
They're networking groups.
Networking groups,
they're
but there are
women.
lots of. It's mostly it is
mostly women.
It's all women.
Yeah.
But
The two I'm in are all women.
But it's all women, and they get together every so often. And
well, we have specific meetings, like we do meetings.
But y'all's meetings during the day.
Yes.
So you need to find a group that does meetings in the evenings.
Yeah, you can totally do that. Or you know what? Chamber of Commerce always has these networking happy hours. They call them happy hours. People don't always drink at them. I mean, they just call them happy hours. But I mean, you don't know. You haven't been to a chamber event. But the chamber events are a great way to just get out and meet new people too. And it's all about connecting with people that
just do it
and do it more than once. I mean, the first couple of times when I went to the networking meetings,
first couple of times, no one's going to say anything to you. And they're going to say something to you just because and half the time it's like, you know, it's just that, and you're going to feel uncomfortable, but do it again
and do it again and again and again, because the more
next thing you know, you're a regular. And we're all friends now.
Right. And you have people that are supporting you, and like it's crazy amazing. I mean, I'm very fortunate to have.
We have found
groups.
Insurance people. We got a masseuse. We have a tax person. We got all kind of people by being a part of these groups.
It's awesome. And a lot of these are not just direct sales networking. Like the groups that I'm in are small business, anybody that's a small business owner or that works for a small business. So, or not even, there's a couple of people that work for bigger insurance companies, but they are still involved. But I mean, it's other businesses too, which is awesome, because like that travels even further. Like there's the lady that does the insurance, and then she goes back with her little simmer pot that she won and takes it to the office. And because I do giveaways, like I'm generous and I like to have a little giveaway at every meeting, and they love that. And of course now it's like, you know, yay, what'd you bring this time? So just do stuff like that if you can. I know not everybody can, but
well, then that is, you don't have to go look for something. This is scheduled event that happens once a month or twice a month or whatever the schedule is. You just have to attend.
Yeah.
Attend them.
And what's the name of there is there's an events, is an app or something that you can look up and it'll tell you the events in your area. I'll have to remember if anybody knows what that's called. I just can't remember what it's called.
That's that. Hang on. Events and Adventures.
No, that's not it. That's my friend.
Events and Adventures?
They're the travel agent.
Oh, I think that's a dating book thing.
Oh, no.
Was that on TV or was that on Facebook?
No, that's
is that not it?
Duane and what's his name? Duane and I can't remember his name. Anyway, they have a travel agency called Events and Adventures.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
Events and Adventures.
Anyway, but whatever works for you, the bottom line is whatever works for you, this is your business and you get to do whatever you want, which is so awesome. Any guidance on how to rebuild your customer base? And then my best customers joined my team and took their friends and family with them naturally. So now I need to start over. I do online parties, but I have a hard time getting parties in the last 6 months. Your best customers joined your team. So my first question would be, because I've had that happen where I've had really good customers that have joined my team and then they don't end up doing anything. So do you go back to them?
Her customers, her friends.
Yeah. Do you go back to them and say, hey, I know you're not doing this anymore, but I'd still love for you to be a customer.
Yeah.
And then, work your way backwards that way.
Lots of people join because they see how much fun she's having, and then they join and it's not happening for them.
Right.
It doesn't happen by itself.
It doesn't. It's not like a light switch turns on.
Yeah, just because you join doesn't mean here comes all the party balloons and everything. You got to blow the balloons up.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
Blow those balloons up. So, but it's right. It's true. And then they end up kind of fading off or whatever.
And they don't know, well, I'm not active no more. Well, no,
Right.
you're not active anymore. Sorry.
Yeah,
you
you
have
kinda
to
have
come
to
through her
have
now
$200
again.
in sales. But yeah, so maybe go back to some of them and see, or go to their customer if they're not actively working the business, or if they're, well, no, you don't want to go after their customers if they're even a consultant. But if they're not a consultant anymore, go back to the customers that were your customers at one time that started buying from them, because maybe they'll buy from you again, you know? They are active and some of, oh, okay. Well, if they're active, then you don't want to go after their customers. Let's see, what else could you do?
These
The networking things.
networking group things. This
I'm
Chamber
gonna
of Commerce meetings.
I'm gonna find the name of that app, because every place has it, I think, and it'll tell you any activity. I mean, it even says like dating stuff, and I don't know.
Well, we always talk about this networking group, but that's how Dana does her business.
Right.
That's her deal. Network marketing group.
And it
That's how
keeps
she
me
does
super
it.
busy.
People
but
do
I love
events. People do online
it. And I do events
things.
too.
People do punch cup.
I
Her
do
thing is
mystery
this network
hostess.
marketing thing, and it's done very well for her.
Yeah.
And this
I'm
she
very fortunate.
enjoys it. She likes going. She meets all these people. She's friends with all these people. We became friends with lots of these people, and so it's like a big family of all these people
Different people
that she's met through this group.
And I'm always meeting new people, because we are encouraged to bring new people to the meetings.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a bonus that if you do that, you get like, you know.
Yeah, we just went
So.
to a wedding not too long ago, and it was the daughter of the lady she met doing these networking groups.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
So networking
we've
groups
met
is good.
people in our area that we didn't know, but we've become friends with lots of them, and we do things with them outside of this networking thing. We'll go have dinner, or we'll go out on the boat, or we went to a wedding. I mean,
It's fun.
It's a big. Our family has grown here locally,
and it's really cool when you're in your community and you're supporting one another, and the small businesses are supporting one another. I mean, that's a really strong community, like really strong community. So anyway, if you're in an area like that where you have that opportunity and you can go out and do these things, I highly recommend them. Like I said, I love it. When during COVID, it was killing me because we weren't meeting, we were having to do Zoom calls, and it's just not the same.
No.
So it was really exciting to get back. But events is a great place to make new customers. The key there is going to be your follow-up. You've got to follow up with people that you meet, that you get their information, because if you just bring it home and sit it in a drawer, they're not going to come find you. You've got to be the one to reach out to these people. But it's totally doable. You just have to be able to follow up. You got to make sure you're good at the follow-up. What other ways? I mean, there's so many different ways that you can meet new people. I'm at a loss right now, but we'll come up with some other
the good
ideas.
thing at the events you do, people are there. They know you're there for that reason. They know you're there
That
to
is
meet.
true.
They know they're there for you to talk about your business. So it's not like it's uncomfortable because
everybody's
that's what
doing
you're
it.
doing there.
Everybody's
You're doing
doing
there.
it.
I'm Dana, Pink Zebra. That's what they're there for, to introduce themselves,
Yeah.
to talk a little bit about themselves if they want, to meet other people. I mean, it's all about talking about what you do. So it's not, you don't have to be uncomfortable
This is
about it.
kind of just a thought that popped into my head, but coming from a family of people who are in real estate agents are excellent people to ask that question. Like, how do they network? Because realtors have to network, and most of their business probably comes from referrals, but that means they're networking. So if you know a realtor, ask them, like, how do you network? Like, what exactly do you do to network? And if you're wanting to go do networking events, that is, they will more than likely have an idea for you. And some real estate firms do their own networking and invite people from the outside to come in.
Oh, we went to one of them.
You can also check with some small businesses in your area and do like I've done in the past where I've done the setup at the dental office. I offered to come in and set up a little small version of a jar bar and had a couple of shades and set up in their lobby. And I was there for the whole day, but they would have customers coming in and out of the office, and I was over there, and so while they were sitting there waiting for their appointment, I would talk to them a little bit and get them to smell the scents. And I mean, it wasn't like a huge amount of traffic, but I was meeting new people and I was gaining new customers. So if there's any kind of office
got
like
their
that,
mind off of what they're about to go
right.
get done.
Exactly.
So doctor's offices, dentist offices, are a good spot.
Dentists especially, because they're dentists. What is it about dentists that are so friendly? Like every dentist and dentist office that I know of, the people are so darn friendly.
It's
So
the laughing gas.
find people like that. Right. Schools, I don't know if they're doing it again, but I need to look into this again. Back in the day before COVID, I could go set up in a school area and set up like a small jar bar or maybe do some bundles, and the teachers would come in during break or whatever. And I mean, so there's a whole lot of ways as long as the restrictions are being lifted. I don't know where everybody's at and if you're allowed to do that kind of stuff yet, but we're fortunate here that we do. So I know at least 3. So I'll look for a network event in the area. I live in Huntsville, Alabama. Oh yeah, there you go. So yeah, that's a big area. And ask your friends that have small businesses how they network, because that's going to connect you. In fact, that's how I got started with networking. I used to do it in the hotel business because I had to. And when I started doing this, I met a lady at an event and I asked her if she networked, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, yes, you should come to my networking meeting." Ta-da. That was what started it all. So, yeah. Okay. You have to let me know like what you find and everything. I'm anxious now. I want to hear. Okay, well, it's almost 7:00. Wow. So we're going to go ahead and call it a night unless anybody has anything that they want to talk about real quickly. But otherwise, we will call it a night. We wish you guys a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yes.
And a Happy New Year. Make the most of your December and get your New Year started off with fresh goals and a fresh perspective and lots of excitement. Don't let anything stop you. Don't let anything get in your way. Just do the best that you can do and pat yourself on the back and remind yourself that you are awesome.
Right.
Awesome.
Yep.
So, okay.
You're awesome.
So are you.
Thank you.
All right, you guys. We love you guys. Have a Merry Christmas, and we will talk to you soon. Bye, Bonnie.
Bye, Bonnie.
Bye, you guys.